In this video, we're going to take a look at a feature of Word called AutoText. AutoText is where you type in one sequence of characters and it will replace it with something else. So let's look, before we do this, let's do a couple of things. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit. And just to make sure, let's make the font size quite a bit bigger too. So now everything's real easy to see. So first one we're going to look at is a quick way to get the copyright symbol in. These are symbols that are not on the keyboard, but you may want to put in. So if you do a parenthesis C and parenthesis, it will replace it with the copyright symbol, a C with a circle around it. Okay. Now, what if you wanted parenthesis C parenthesis? Well, as long as you do this before you do anything else, if you hit the backspace key, as soon as you finish doing that, it'll restore it to the characters that you typed, and that will work on anything that I'm going to show you here in the next few minutes. There is also parenthesis R parenthesis, and that will give you the registered symbol. And there's parenthesis TM parenthesis, and that will give you the raised TM for a trademark. Another one is parenthesis E parenthesis, and that will give you the symbol for a euro. Okay, a couple of other ones here. If we do a colon and a right parenthesis, there we go. I'm not sure why it took so long for that to come up, but it will give you a smiling face. And if you do a colon, remember it's just hold the shift key down, do a colon, and a left parenthesis gives you the frowning face. If you do a colon and the pipe symbol, which is on my keyboard, it's above the enter key, you get just a, I'm not sure what you call that, but you just get a little dash for the mouth. And if you do a semicolon, hyphen and parenthesis, then you get a winking smiling face. A couple of other ones are arrows. If you do two hyphens and a greater than symbol, or two equal signs and a greater than symbol, the equal signs give you fat lines. And going the other way, if you do a less than and two hyphens and a less than and two equals, then you get the skinny arrow and the fat arrow pointing to the left. And if you do a less than and an equals and a greater than, you get a two-headed arrow like that. Also, if you're typing text, let's get on to the next line here, and let's say I'm typing a little bit of text, and then I want like a long dash between them. If you do two hyphens, and then type some more text, and then when you finish that last word after the second hyphen and hit a space bar or some other character like a period, it will replace that with the an M dash, a long hyphen. And on all of this auto text stuff, let's go back to the first one, the copyright symbol like that. If you go on and type and then come back to it and pause the mouse over, you see this little blue rectangle that shows up there. It's pretty small, but if you click on the down arrow after that, you've got some options here. You can change it back. You can have it stop doing that permanently, or you can go into the menu here and control all of your autocorrect options. So whenever this little okay, you don't see the lightning bolt until you pause the mouse, and then you see this little yellow lightning bolt. It's actually kind of hard to see because it's kind of small, but that'll let you go in and modify this. So if you get tired of it happening, you can fix it easily. Few other things we're going to take a look at. If you, let's scroll up here a little bit. So if you want to do a bulleted list, if you do an asterisk and a space and then some stuff and then hit enter and some stuff and enter, and as long as you keep on typing something on the line, you'll continue to get the bullets. The way that you stop the bullets is hit enter twice, and now you're back to typing regular text. Okay. Some other options are a hyphen and a space and some text, and you get a little hyphen for your bullet symbol, and enter twice, and now we're back to regular text. and a greater than sign and a space, and type some junk and hit enter, and type some junk and hit enter, and type some junk and hit enter, and you get the little arrow pointing to the right. And there's some keyboard shortcuts for doing borders. These are for doing long borders from margin to margin. And if you hit 3 hyphens or more at the beginning of a line and then hit enter without typing anything else, you'll get a skinny border going all the way across. If you do 2 equals, or 3 equal signs rather, you'll get a double line border. If you do 3 underscores, you'll get a thicker single line border. If you do 3 asterisks, you'll get kind of a blocky border like that. If you do the tilde character 3 times, you'll get a wavy border. And we hit the bottom of the page here, so let's scroll a little bit more. And the last one is if you do 3 pound signs in a row and hit enter, you get 2 skinny lines with a fat line in between. And there's also one for doing tables. I don't know how useful this is. If you do a plus sign and some minus signs and a plus sign and some minus signs and a plus sign and some minus signs and a plus sign and hit enter, it will give you a table. And there was a plus sign for this corner, and then a plus sign for this, and a plus sign for this, and a plus sign for this. So, and the hyphens in between. And once you've got the table, if you know that's how many columns you want, you can get to the end and you just do a tab and tab, tab, and tab. And every time you get to the end of the line, if you keep on hitting tab, you get a new row added onto your table. And I'm not sure how useful that is. It's probably easier just to go up here to the Insert tab and select table and insert a table that way. Those are some AutoText features in Word 2016.